Hi, I'm Paul Faronbi, aka IncrediPaul, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a shorter form of the podcast where I dive deeper into specific leadership, business, and career topics. Today, I'm talking about my why. So, why? Well, because last week had a topic called Start with Why, and why it's so important to talk about your purpose, your passion, what you're doing in your business. I have shared a lot of examples about Apple and Google and all of those things where I mentioned up front that I'm definitely more of an Android person, more of a Google Pixel person, but I do have both just from places I've worked. And I can definitely resonate with why a lot of people will choose Apple because their why is so clear. So, without further ado, I'm going to focus on my why. And my why is really focused on what I know God has called me to do. And so, if you don't believe in God or you don't want to listen to this, maybe this episode isn't necessary for you, but I want to be transparent because throughout my life, what I realized is that God has given me this special gift to be able to encourage people and see things in people that they don't always see in themselves. And oftentimes that has been done to me. I don't know if you've gone into these situations where someone is really encouraging you and they're inspired by something you do, and that motivates you to keep doing more. And what I've seen is that a lot of times we need someone external to see what's internal to us so we get motivated to do something. An example I know I've shared before on the podcast is there was a study that was done to see how well students would do depending on what teachers were actually teaching them. And in this study, long story short, is that they took an average amount of teachers, average amount of students, as far as their teaching level or their intellect level. Seemingly, it was a random sample. And they told these teachers that you have the best students in the county, in the state, whatever, and you are the top teachers as well. What they didn't know is that that was not necessarily true. It was just a random sample. So maybe it's a random samples. They're random. So maybe they happen to choose the best ones. Most likely, no. So they did this over the course of about a semester. And what they saw is that the improvement in the students' grades were, I think, in the 15 to 20% better on their test scores. What that shows is that just having the belief that you are better or you can do good can make all the difference. So how many times have you not been able to do something or not thought you could do something, and that is a limiting belief? Not to say that there might be specific obstacles in your way, things that are holding you back, but don't let your belief keep you from striving to do something that you really want to do. So I mentioned that I'm a person of faith, and I know God has blessed me in a lot of unique ability to connect with people, meet people where they're at, and it's just funny how things have worked over the years where specific situations I've been called into. Like I can think back even while I was in college, being had the opportunity to start a student organization and lead different networking opportunities. And I think during our second year we had over 200 students involved. We had faculty involved. We had industry sponsors, and this was this as a junior in college to be able to do all those stuff for a brand new organization that was started with the funding for actually an organization that I'm still a part of right now on the alumni side, which is Inspire LSAM. And so what I've realized is no matter how seemingly small it may seem, because at that point it was just a student organization, we had no idea what we were going to be, how big it was going to be, what we're going to be doing. We just kind of learned along the way. And since then, been able to help found Alumni Association for Inspire, ILAC, or Inspire LSAM Alumni Committee. Since then, worked with some other people to found NALA STEM, National Alliance Lead the Acceleration of STEM. I have all the stuff going on with IncrediPaul, working full time. And so I try to add value to people where they're at. My background is in engineering, specifically chemical engineering, but I've been able to connect and learn from so many different people. A lot of times, people don't even believe I'm an engineer with the stuff that I'm doing and how I'm able to interact and really meet people where they are, my leadership skills. But that's really come from being intentional about my leadership. So I continue to learn and grow in my leadership so I can help others do the same. I realize that sometimes, a lot of times, people, especially for young professionals, you may or may not even know what to ask or where to start. So that is my why, is to make sure that I am here to provide resources to answer those questions, whether it's through podcasting, through IncrediPaul community, through specific one-on-one coaching, through speaking. I want to make sure that you can be so that you can become the most incredible version of yourself. Like I say on the IncrediPaul leadership all the time. So with this 6 minute Saturday, it's just learning a little bit more about me, my why, my purpose, focusing on young professionals, helping the next generation to truly be incredible.